New York high school students forced into remote learning as 2,000 migrants sheltered in school instead. The move sparked anger from parents and local politicians. Nearly 2,000 migrants being sheltered in a tent shelter in New York City are being transferred to a nearby high school where the students will have to pivot to remote learning due to the disruption it is causing, sparking outrage from residents and local politicians. New York City Mayor Eric Adams' officer said it is moving 1,900 migrants from the tent shelter at Floyd Bennett Field for safety reasons due to the incoming storms and potential high winds. According to the New York Daily News, Adams told reporters that it was being done out of an overabundance of caution. "We want to make sure people are safe," he said. But it is controversially moving them to James Madison High School, which confirmed it was being used as a temporary overnight respite center and would be closed as a result on Wednesday, with students being forced to pivot to remote learning as a result. In a statement, Republican Councilwoman Vernie Colby called the move unacceptable, arguing that Floyd Bennett Field is not a sustainable housing facility. Our public schools are meant to be places of learning and growth for children and were never intended to be shelters or facilities for emergency housing, she said. New York Comptroller Brent Lander, a Democrat, said that placing migrants at the Floyd Bennett Field highlights the mismanagement and waste of money that is all too present in City Hall's approach to shelter and services for asylum seekers. The New York Post reported how the move has infuriated parents of students at the school, with one woman screaming at buses as they arrived. "How does it feel that you kicked all the kids out of school tomorrow?" Adams also told the outlet that the move is a proactive measure to ensure the safety of individuals both living and working at the migrant facility and will continue until any weather conditions that may arise have stabilized and the facility is once again for living. Adams' officers has said that over 160,000 migrants have surged into this sanctuary city since the middle of 2022, some of whom have been built indirectly by Texas. Officials have said the city is overwhelmed, with Adams warning the crisis could destroy the city. He, along with other Democratic city mayors, has called on the federal government to do more by providing more funding, quicker work permit processing and help with resettlement. Meanwhile, his city slashed the budget last year for education, policing, and other sectors. He's also put restrictions in place on when and where migrant buses can drop off their passengers, and has called for other mayors in the region to do the same. Separately, his administration has launched a lawsuit seeking 700 million from the transportation companies involved in dropping off the migrants. However, Texas has stood by its busing strategy, saying it is needed to relieve overwhelmed border towns, which are seeing more migrants than cities like New York City. Until President Biden reverses course of his open border policies, Texas will continue transporting migrants to these cities, he said. "We will not back down on our efforts to secure the border." Meanwhile, reported this week that DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas told Border Patrol Agency this week that above 8% of migrants currently being encountered are being released into the U.S. interior.